distinction. The struggles you face are shaping you, not breaking you. Most people are taught to run from pain, to silence it, to act like it doesn't exist. But pain has a purpose. It speaks a truth that comfort never will. The moments that bring you to your knees, the tears you cry when no one is watching, the battles you fight in silence, those are not signs that you're weak. They're signs that you are enduring something that is trying to transform you into something more powerful than you were before. When life hits hard, when people walk away, when your dreams feel shattered, it is easy to think you're falling apart. But what if you're actually falling into place? Pain is a process. It burns, it breaks, and then, if you allow it, it builds. Every hardship you go through adds a layer of depth to who you are. Every heartbreak teaches you what truly matters. Every failure rewrites your definition of success. The worst days shape the strongest hearts. The people who seem the most solid, the most grounded, the most inspiring, they are the ones who have been through the fire and came out shaped, not destroyed. Your pain is carving out space inside you to hold more strength, more compassion, more wisdom. It's teaching you lessons that ease and comfort never could. And while the world may not see the strength in your tears, you must. Because if you're still standing, if you're still breathing, if you're still trying, even when everything inside you wants to give up, then you are already more powerful than you know. You are not broken by your pain. You are being rebuilt, not in the way you were before, but into someone stronger, someone clearer, someone who can rise in the face of things others would run from. Pain doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to reveal the depth of your strength and the possibility of who you can become if you don't give up. Let pain teach you, mold you, but never let it define you. Silent battles reveal true courage. Waking up and continuing despite emotional pain is one of the bravest things a person can do. There are people who walk into the world every day with smiles on their faces and storms in their hearts. They carry burdens that others never see, fight battles no one will ever know about, and still manage to show up for work, for their families, for life. That takes a kind of strength that can't be measured by words or trophies. It's a quiet, invisible kind of bravery that is often overlooked, but deeply powerful. Real courage doesn't always look like loud declarations or dramatic victories. Sometimes it looks like a person simply getting out of bed, facing the same pain again, and choosing not to give up. There's a myth that strength is loud, bold, and obvious, but the truth is the strongest people are often the ones who seem the calmest on the surface, not because they're not hurting, but because they've learned how to carry their pain without making it heavy for others. They've mastered the art of walking with wounds that never fully healed and still choosing to move forward. That's not weakness, it's resilience. That's what real warriors do. They keep going even when the weight is unbearable. Every day that you keep showing up, even when everything inside you is screaming to quit, you're proving that your spirit is stronger than your struggle. You don't need to explain your pain to anyone. You don't need validation for what you've been through. Your quiet endurance is proof enough. You've survived days that tried to break you. You've held yourself together when everything was falling apart. And that kind of perseverance doesn't come from luck or chance. It comes from a powerful decision to fight through the dark, even when no one is watching. It's easy to keep going when you're supported and celebrated. But when you're alone, when no one claps, when the world feels indifferent, that's when your true courage rises. The person who walks through that kind of silence and still keeps their head high is the person who has already won a battle far greater than most will ever understand. You're not defined by your past or your wounds, but by your ability to rise, heal, and keep moving forward. Too often, people let their past failures, betrayals, and traumas shape their identity. They begin to see themselves through the lens of what happened to them rather than who they are becoming. The truth is, your past may have influenced your journey, but it doesn't get to write your future. You are not what went wrong. You are not the mistake, the heartbreak, or the loss. You are what you choose to do after it. Healing is not forgetting what happened, it's choosing to grow from it. Every time you stand back up after being knocked down, you are rewriting your story into something stronger, deeper, and more meaningful. There are people who will try to remind you of who you used to be, of all the times you failed, of every crack in your past. But their version of your story is incomplete. They don't see the strength it took to rise from the ashes. They don't feel the courage that pulses through you every time you take another step forward. The past is real, but it is not permanent. The pain you experienced might have shaped your character, but it doesn't get to define your identity. You define that with your actions, your resilience, your willingness to heal and not stay stuck. True power lies not in avoiding pain, but in overcoming it. Every scar tells a story, and it's not one of defeat. It's one of survival. It's the evidence that even though you were wounded, you didn't stop. Even though you were broken, you didn't stay that way. You rose, piece by piece, breath by breath, sometimes slowly, but always surely. And in that rising, you became more than your past. You became someone with depth, with empathy, with fire in your soul. The greatest transformations come not from avoiding life's cots, but from learning how to heal and grow through them. Every time you keep moving forward, every time you choose growth over bitterness, every time you love again when your heart was once shattered, you're proving that you are not your pain, you are your power to rise from it. Your journey matters, even if no one applauds it. Survival, growth, and persistence in the dark are victories that count. In a world obsessed with recognition, it's easy to believe that if no one sees your struggle, your effort doesn't count. But the most meaningful growth often happens in silence, in the late nights when you're battling your thoughts, in the quiet mornings when you decide to try again, in the moments when you choose progress without an audience. You don't need a spotlight to be powerful. The strength it takes to keep going when no one notices, no one encourages, and no one understands. That's the kind of strength that builds character. It's not flashy, but it's real. It's not shared on social media, but it changes lives, starting with your own. There are so many people walking through invisible battles, carrying the weight of grief, failure, fear, and doubt, yet still showing up. They may not be celebrated, but they are warriors in the truest sense. These moments, though hidden, are the foundation of a life transformed. When you keep choosing to move forward without praise, it means your motivation is deeper than approval. It's rooted in purpose. It means you've found something in yourself that no one can take away: resilience, grit, and quiet determination that matters more than applause ever will. We often wait for validation to confirm our value, but real value doesn't require approval. Think of the tree that grows in a forest where no one sees it. Is it any less beautiful, any less strong? No. Its growth still matters. Its roots still run deep. Just like you. Every step you've taken, every fall you've recovered from, every single time you've whispered, "I'll keep going," even when no one noticed, that is success. That is strength. That is growth. Don't underestimate the progress you've made just because it hasn't been acknowledged. Some of the most important victories are internal. The decision to forgive, the strength to let go, the courage to hope again. These don't get applause, but they are real and they are powerful. And when the world finally does see you, if it ever does, it will only be witnessing the surface of a journey that was forged in the dark, where you became unstoppable. This moment of breakdown can become your greatest breakthrough if you choose not to give up. Your story isn't over. There are moments in life when everything feels like it's falling apart. Nothing makes sense, and the weight of your emotions feels unbearable. You question everything: your worth, your purpose, your strength. It's in those moments, when you're surrounded by darkness, that a small but powerful truth begins to emerge. This is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. Breakdowns often arrive just before transformation. They tear away the illusions, the distractions, and the comforts that kept you stuck. What you're feeling now isn't just pain, it's the pressure of growth. The world around you collapses. You're forced to look within. You find parts of yourself you never knew existed, strength you never thought you had, clarity you never expected to see. That overwhelming sense of loss, confusion, or hopelessness is actually the fire refining your soul. Every breakdown is a doorway. You can either let it become a prison or walk through it into a new version of yourself. The difference is in the choice. Will you stay where it hurts, or will you take one more breath, one more step, and trust that there is something more? The truth is, many people meet their greatest potential only after everything goes wrong, because it's when you have nothing left to hold on to that you finally discover what really matters. You strip away the fake smiles, the people-pleasing, the fear of judgment. You learn to sit with yourself. And in that silence, in that raw vulnerability, something powerful begins to form. A new mindset, a new vision, a deeper purpose. The pain becomes a teacher. The breakdown becomes a rebirth. People may look at you and only see the struggle, but they won't understand the transformation happening behind the scenes. You are being rewritten, redefined, and rebuilt. What feels like the end could be the moment everything changes for the better, but only if you refuse to quit. The ashes of your breakdown can become the soil of your breakthrough. Every second you keep fighting, even with tears in your eyes and pain in your heart, is proof that you're still in the game, still growing, still becoming. Your next chapter is waiting, but only if you turn the page.